What if it didn't even really matter whether or not you succeeded or failed in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish? What if that's not even really the point at the end of the day? And I know that, I mean, it sounds like complete blasphemy in this hustle culture that we live in that loves to glorify working 100 hours a week and getting 4 hours of sleep at night until we're burnt out and miserable. But at least we could say we achieved something, right? And listen, I'm not trying to convince you that money is the root of all evil or that we shouldn't have any goals or dreams or aspirations or anything like that. In fact, it's the opposite of that. I love money. I love making it and I love spending it, and I want to make as much as I possibly can for myself and for my family. And I'm a very ambitious person by nature as well. I love to have a goal in mind that I'm going after, and I love accomplishing goals. But I want to be happy in the pursuit of whatever I'm pursuing is at the end of the day. And there's no point in achieving everything that I want to achieve and then immediately becoming so afraid that I'm going to lose what it is that I achieve that I can't even enjoy having it. There's no point in attaining success at the cost of my health and mental well-being. So again, like I want these things, but I want to actually enjoy it too. And in order to get to a point where I enjoyed the fruits of my labor, I had to reframe what it was I was actually trying to achieve in life. I once heard that don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes your soul come alive. Because what the world needs is more people whose souls have come alive. And, I read in a book by Neil Donald Walsh. It was called Conversations with God, book one. It's a 3-part series, and there's been many books since then. But anyway, in book one, it says, "Judge not then the karmic path walked by another. Pity not failure, nor envy success, for you do not know what is success or failure from the perspective of the soul." So basically it's saying, it's asking me not to feel sorry for anybody who I see who I would deem a failure. It's asking me not to be jealous of or envy those who I would call a success. And then it goes on to say that I don't even know what is success or failure from the perspective of the soul. And the perspective of the soul is really what I'm going after here. Because at the end of the day, we're just spiritual beings pretending to be human for a little while. And the more I can remember who I really am in the physical world, the more I can enjoy being in this physical world. It's seeing the illusion for what it is and enjoying it in the process. To me, that's what it means to be in this world, but not of it. Which brings me to a story that I wanted to share about this guy that I met. Just a very brief encounter with this man, maybe 20 seconds of my entire life spent with this person. I don't know his name. I don't remember even what city that I met him in, but he left an impact on me. And this man was a Walmart greeter. And, definitely not the most prestigious of jobs, not something that you're going to want to go and brag about at a cocktail party. But this dude had to have been one of the happiest people I've ever met in my entire life. He had a smile and a rhyme for everybody that he met walking up to that Walmart and coming in, and when he saw me, like, I had to go to the bathroom. So I asked him where the bathroom was, and he had a rhyme for me. And I'm not even going to try to say what the rhyme was, but he gave me a rhyme directing me to the bathroom with so much enthusiasm. Like, this dude was going for like the number one spot in the Walmart Greeter Olympics or some shit, and I walked away from him feeling uplifted. I felt energized just walking away from him. His presence was magnetic and infectious. So to this day, this guy is just an inspiration to me when I think about him, wherever he is. And he wasn't worried about his status in life or what the world thought about what his position was. He was simply bringing so much joy to the situation that he found him in. that he was spreading that joy to people that walked in. And, I contrast that with these celebrities that we hear about that achieve everything they've ever wanted. They get the status, they get the achievements, they get the accolades, they get the awards, and all the money that they can ever want. And we hear about them still ending up being completely miserable and broken. Why is that? Why is that? And Jim Carrey said something along the lines of, "I wish everybody can get everything they ever wanted, so they can realize that it's not even the point." So what is the point? Going back to that quote by Neil Donald Walsh, where he says, "Envy not success, nor pity failure." So, to use the same example that I've been using, that we have this Walmart greeter who is many people would want to pity. And we have these celebrities who, in this culture, we straight up worship. But many of these celebrities, again, are completely broken and miserable. So at the end of the day, which one is more successful? The Walmart greeter who is happy, or the celebrity that is broken and miserable? I know who I'd rather be. And so again, this isn't me advocating for us all going out and becoming Walmart greeters, or saying that you should never try to achieve any type of fame or fortune. That's not it. But remember who you are along the way. We are all individuations of divinity itself. And if we look within ourselves, we will find exactly what it is that excites us the most in this moment. And whatever it is that we are inspired to be excited about in this moment is our soul's way of telling us that that is what we're supposed to be doing in this moment right now. And that very well may lead to fame and fortune for you. Or it might lead to you becoming a Walmart greeter that just brings joy to the people that are walking up and seeing you. I don't know. I don't know what's in store for you, because I don't even know what's in store for me. But I know that when I am following my heart and doing what it is that makes my soul come alive, I feel amazing in this present moment. And the people around me also start to feel amazing in this present moment, because that happiness, that joy is infectious, and it will spread. Just like negativity can spread, so can positivity. So at the beginning of this video, I asked the question, what if it didn't even matter whether or not you actually succeeded in whatever it was you were trying to accomplish? And, I achieved that state of being by being completely present in the moment and just following my passion to the best of my ability, and then letting go of the results and trusting that, God or the universe or life or whatever you want to call that essence, just trusting that the right and perfect outcome for me is going to transpire. And when I'm living in that wisdom, and I'm actually experiencing that truth, I become extremely grateful for whatever transpires. And it may very well be what I had envisioned in my head in the first place, or it might be something completely different. And when that something completely different happens, I have a couple choices. I could either keep pursuing in the same direction that I was going with the original vision, or I can reevaluate. Because when I let go and I allow the universe to do what it's going to do, I give the universe permission, and I give it the opportunity to surprise me with something even better than what I was planning in the first place. Because a lot of times that will happen. I'll think I'll get this inspiration and this idea, and I'll start going in a certain direction, and certain things happen that show me that, wow, there's an even better direction that I could be going that I didn't even consider in the first place. And if I was so rigidly stuck on this one idea, it has to be this way, it has to be this way, I won't even see the beauty that's happening around me that's better than I would have planned in the first place. So, basically, again, I set goals, and I have dreams, and I have aspirations, but I use those dreams and aspirations and goals to just get me excited to take action right here in the moment. And then I detach myself from any expectations of how things are supposed to transpire as a result of the actions that I'm taking. So I make choices. We make choices in the present moment, and the best mindset to have in when pursuing a goal for me personally that I found is that I choose, but I don't want. I intend, but I don't expect. I desire, but I don't need. Again, so I make a choice. This is the direction that I want to go in without wanting anything in return from those actions. Live solely in the moment, take actions from a place of peace and love and joy, and then simply allow the results to be what they're going to be. And I know that I'm living in the moment and I'm trusting the universe to bring me whatever it is that I need when I'm not making things happen. When I'm not trying to make anything happen, I simply allow them to unfold naturally. And, for me personally, the whole irony here is that when I allow the universe to transpire in whatever way it's going to transpire, things usually turn out so good, so effortlessly that it almost feels like magic. And the more I trust the universe, the more I realize that I can trust the universe. And the more that I realize that I can trust the universe, the more I realize that I should have been trusting the universe the entire time. So again, I live in the present moment. I choose, but I don't want. I intend, but I don't expect. And I desire without any need of anything coming in return.